And this is a state press conference with head coach Todd Hoffner and players Nick Pieracini and Chris Flagel. We'll begin with a statement from coach and then we'll open it up to questions.
What an exciting day for all the Maverick faithful that came out and watched and witnessed a tremendous team effort. I thought our guys played together. They played hard. They never gave up, even though we stumbled a little bit, turned the ball over a little bit, very uncharacteristic of us. But in the end, we did get all those turnovers back, and I thought that we definitely dominated the fourth quarter, which was very needed. We were down in the second half. Two great teams, did a lot of great battle today, and I'm so proud of our players and how they played and stuck together and never got down when we were down on the scoreboard. So very happy.
Coach, what kind of emotions were going through the sideline in the third quarter where you lose the lead, you've got 3 turnovers, not much is going right?
Right. I think there was a very focused effort, and I think the young men were wanting to punch the ball in the end zone and continue to stop, Sioux Falls, which I think has a tremendous team, and they moved the ball a little bit up and down the field. But them missing their 3 field goals was pretty big in the game, but us forcing those field goals is also a tremendous effort, and guys like Chris Flagel, who leads our defense, did a great job of helping our guys stay together, stay focused, and we had a tremendous fourth quarter.
You talked a little bit about Nick in his first start. Obviously, the passing game didn't click too well today, but what did you see from him?
Well, I thought Nick did a great job of leading our team. Like I mentioned earlier, there were a few uncharacteristic turnovers. I thought the young man that batted the football on the line, the defensive end, he did a tremendous job of knocking the ball down, getting the interception. Other than that, I thought Nick did what he had to do. And Nick, for us, is a starter. And for him starting the game, it's not a big deal for us. We expect nothing different, whether it's Nick or Ricky, and both of those guys support one another. And I think that's very important because they both put the team first, and they just want the team to succeed.
Do you get the ball back after that short punt early in the fourth quarter? I think most people thought with the success you're going to have in the running game, you're just going to pound it and try to do it that way. But you called the pass. What was the thinking there?
Well, I think Coach Eck does a great job. And you got to give that Sioux Falls defense some credit. They've got a very stellar defense. They pack the line of scrimmage. They're in a bear front most of the day, which is a little bit of a throwback front, but it's very effective for them. And the protection on that play was outstanding. And the wind was probably a bigger factor than we let it to be early in the game. And I thought it picked up a little bit in the second half. And it felt a little colder in the third quarter, but it warmed up pretty quick in the fourth quarter after that pass. And talk about throwing a ball with the wind or against the wind, it's not easy to do because you do have to adjust and calculate and dial in your throw a little bit to hit that strike. And boy, was that ever a strike. I don't know how far he threw it in the air, but it had to be 50 plus when he caught it in the back of the end zone. So it was a pretty impressive throw and a pretty impressive route by Dorian Buford.
Nick, obviously the passing game was struggling a bit. When you saw Dorian, I mean, is that the best pass you've thrown in this season?
Yeah, it was nice. It was wide open, protected, and he hadn't beat, so I just put it up for him. It was a real nice play all around, starting with protection.
For both of the players, how much of a lift did that give the guys on the sideline? How much did that change the way the game felt to you when you scored there?
I feel like a lot of energy came out. I mean, we had good focus all game, but that kind of sparked at least our offense. The defense played great all game, but it kind of got us going a little bit and got the crowd back into it a little bit.
Yeah, I'd say that was the biggest momentum shifter of the whole game right there. Right after that play, the defense got really jacked up, and we were full on the rest of the way after that.
Chris, even though you guys were trailing at the end of the third quarter, USF had kind of been moving the ball throughout that third quarter, giving themselves chances, but continuing to come up empty. When you guys went to the fourth quarter, like I said, even though you were down on the scoreboard, was there a good sort of feeling on your sideline that, hey, we stopped them from scoring that whole quarter, now we got the wind at our back, we're going to win this game in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, definitely. One of the mentalities for our defense is to bend and not break. We confidently believe that no offense can continually drive all the way down the field on us. eventually they'll make a mistake or we'll get a stop on them. But yeah, we definitely had a lot of confidence at that point.
You talk about that fourth down play, what you saw out of the quarterback that allowed you to get in and get that sack?
Yeah, we had a double B-gap blitz called on that play. They shifted their running back and I think it was a fullback out. So the quarterback was alone with no extra guys on the back. And we hadn't tipped our hat with the blitz yet, so I don't think they knew it was coming. So we were bringing 6 guys, they only had 5 guys to block. It opened right up for me, and I just made a play.
Chris, this program's been through a lot in your 4 years here. How does what you guys have learned about dealing with adversity kind of carry over to the game? One trying to stump you. Or does it? Do you worry about that?
I'd say it does. As far as dealing with adversity, this team, it's all about, having each other's back, being a brotherhood, and counting on the guys next to you. As long as we've got each other, through everything, we're confident that we can overcome any adversity that we face.
Have you seen that out of them too, Tom?
Oh, there's no doubt. Our theme for the week, and we have a theme every week, and the players come up with it. It helps them be vested in the goals that they set. We want to go 1-0. And this week it was about the brotherhood. It was about the guys sticking together. And no more telling than what happened to us in the third quarter. When our backs are against the wall, you have to rely on one another. You have to depend on one another. And then you have to manifest your destiny of succeeding in a football game. And we stuck together. It's very easy for a team when you're down like that, when you're expected to win, to crumble and fall apart. But when you have guys that have each other's back, like Chris said, it's crucial and it really helps in succeeding and prevailing.
Todd, after this win, everyone is going to crown you guys the South Division champions and say that you're going to go 11-0 and that you can look ahead to the playoffs. But you've got a couple pretty good teams left on your schedule. How do you sort of avoid falling into that trap?
There's no doubt about it that we have 2 quality opponents. Wayne State is a very, very good football team, and that's the first opponent. And our goal is going to be to go 1-0. That's a team that was up 35-7 against Augustana at home. So we know what they're capable of. We know how good they are. We're going to celebrate. We have a 24-hour rule. We're going to enjoy this, and then we're going to refocus on the Wildcats come tomorrow.
Nick, you said you were going to try to keep this week as normal, but as you got closer to the game, what were your nerves like?
It was pretty regular. I feel like we were obviously hyped for the game as a team, but we just want to come out and score them early and often. Obviously, we didn't score that often, but we came out, we had a nice first couple drives, and we started kind of making our own mistakes internally that are screwing us up. You got to give credit to Sioux Falls. They were good defense. They were able to slow us down, but we just got to make sure we stay focused every play so we can be successful on offense. And not make the defense bail us out all game.
Coach, in terms of a measuring stick, how big was this game for you, and what did you learn about your guys from this game?
Tremendous effort by our players. This is the second game in a row we've been down, and the resiliency of this squad and the toughness that they portray. They never give up. They're not quitters. They're fighters. And it means a lot that they can handle a very challenging and difficult situation. And both Jake Dickert, our defensive coordinator, and Jason Eck provide tremendous leadership for these young men and help guide them and put them in great positions to make plays, and they fulfill and have done a great job to date.
Chris, can you talk a little bit about what this victory does to set up the rest of the season for you guys?
Well, it does basically put us in the driver's seat for the rest of the season, being our biggest challenge yet so far. But we just got to stay focused on taking one game at a time. We can't overlook Wayne State. Like Coach said, they're a tough team, and they always play tough at home. I think back to last time we played at their place 2 years ago, we kind of got in a shootout with them. We probably kind of took them kind of lightly, so it was a closer game than it should have been. We got to stay focused and not take them lightly because they're a very capable offense.
And Nick, now that you've made that first start, you got a win, just have somewhat of a feeling of satisfaction today and feel good about how you did and what you got going forward now?
Oh, yeah, it was definitely nice to get the win today, obviously. We just gotta get in the film tomorrow, figure out what our mistakes were, get those cleaned up, so we have a good week of practice and get ready for Wednesday.
Any more questions? Thanks, guys.